these comments of confidence. And that says a lot for this team, especially as we get closer to postseason play.
Absolutely. We will take a quick break here as there is 2 minutes left to go in Newport Richey, Florida. PHSC up against Palm Beach State College in just a few moments. We will be right back. PHSC is on a 4-game losing streak and are looking to turn the ship around as tonight the Bobcats take on their conference rival Palm Beach State College in the Battle of the Big Cats at Rec Park. It's Friday night baseball presented by PHSC Athletics. I'm Robert Lischak alongside Bob Bade. Thank you for joining us, and Bob, welcome back to the booth. Always great to have you on.
Yeah, thanks, Robert. Always great to be here for Bobcat baseball, and what a night we've got. Perfect weather for a Friday night baseball game. So good to join you again, Robert.
Absolutely. The men's baseball team had a strange start to this week where Pasco-Hernando were down 18-0 in the first inning Tuesday night against Hillsborough College before making a turnaround in the late goings, but fell short 20-18 and now wanting to avoid the same fate as they kick off a 3-game series against Palm Beach State, Bob.
Yeah, rough game there for the Bobcats, being down 18-0, but you could see they can hit the ball. I mean, they came back in that game, and let's see if the Bobcats can not only have a good day at the plate tonight, but maybe get a good pitching performance on the mound.
Absolutely. PHSC 24-18 overall, 12-9 in conference. As for the Panthers of Palm Beach, they are 25-15 overall, 12-9 in conference, tied with Pasco-Hernando. And this 3-game series at Rec Park can truly change the playing field for whoever is the victor this late into the regular season.
Yeah, 3 weekends left, including this one. So that's 9 games. And the top 3 teams in the conference, only 1 game really separates them from first to third. So obviously you can do the math. I mean, with 9 games left and 1 game separating first to third, a lot can happen, Robert, and a lot will happen with these last 3 weekends.
PHSC in the last 10 games, 5-5. Palm Beach State College, 4-6. And in preparation for this game, I had a great conversation yesterday with sophomore center fielder Braden Durfee. I asked him that even with the 18-0 deficit, PHSC managed to make it close with a 20-18 final. In his mind, what does this say about the team's ability and where do the Bobcats go, especially this weekend? He said, quote, "To us going down 18-0 in the first and us scratching off runs each inning to make the comeback close means we have a team full of guys that will do everything in their power to win the game and not give up." Bob, as a former collegiate baseball player yourself, what stands out to you?
Well, confidence. I mean, Durfee's a veteran, the most veteran player on the PHSC team, World Series MVP from last year. And you just hear in his comments that he feels like this team can come back. You know, you talk about an 18-0 deficit. I mean, your team can come back from that and make a game of it. A couple of things go their way. They actually pull that one out. So you like the confidence, thinking that you can pull out any games, even if you're down 18 runs in the first inning. And obviously you don't want that as a game plan going into these games, but a lot of confidence.
Absolutely. Working from the outfield and moving in as we are entering the top of the first inning for PHSC left field. Number 3, Alex Rodriguez. Center fielder, Braden Durfee. Number 20, heading into right field, number 1, Sebastian Barros. At third, number 26, Michael Greenberg. Shortstop, number 4, Rocco DiMartinez. Second base, number 27, Horacio Sanchez. First base, number 22, Vance Celeberti. And then the catcher, number 17, Eduardo Morales. The pitcher on the mound for Pasco-Hernando, number 33, Gavin Zossenbreaker, the sophomore right-hand pitcher. 11 appearances, 53 innings pitched, 41 strikeouts, has allowed 42 hits, and has an ERA of 2.72.
Yeah, Zossenbreaker 5-0 on the year, and they're going to need a strong performance. The Panthers come in with a 344 team average. So the Panthers can hit the ball, and hopefully Zossenbreaker's got his good stuff tonight.
Let's look at the batting order for the Panthers. They have number 15, George Pardo, then number 18, Ryan Senecal, number 28, Jack Raymond, number 27, Kellen Hirsch, number 25, Josh Jennings, then number 6, Eric Torres, number 1, Jace Romans, number 7, Ashton Wetmiller, and then to wrap up, the number 9 hitter on the bottom of the order, number 33, Luis Federico. So number 15, George Pardo, is stepping up for Palm Beach State College. He's in the left batter's box, batting .388 this season. Gavin Zossenbreaker on the mound looking down here, takes a deep breath. It's the Bobcats and Panthers. Zossenbreaker with the first pitch. That ball is hit up into center field and tracked down by Durfee for the first out.
Going to be important for Zossenbreaker to get the first out of these innings, Robert. Like we said, this team can hit, and if you get base runners on early, that can score a lot of runs against a good hitting team.
Now up next is number 18, Ryan Senikow. 427 batting average, 41 RBI, 6 home runs, 61 hits to his name this season as a fellow Panther. Zossenbreaker with the pitch. Right to Greenberg for the second out.
That's always a good feeling when you have one squared up like that, but then you look over and your third baseman's right in front of it.
Michael Greenberg gets the second out after a hot Scotch shot.
That's why they call it the hot corner.
Hot corner, indeed. Now you have number 28, Jack Raymond, in the right batter's box. Zossenbreaker with the pitch. That's going to be called a strike. Count is 0-1.
Zossenbreaker throwing strikes. It's important to get up on the count. You take good hitters and you put them, if you get behind in the count, that makes them even better.
0-1 delivery. That's a ball. Count is even 1-1. Beautiful day for baseball.
Yeah, looks like we got some new turf around the home plate area. Those batter box lines and where the umpire stands really standing out.
1-1 delivery. Swings on that one heavy. Strike 2. Count is 1-2. First pitch weather report presented by PHSC Athletics. 78 degrees, light breeze, wind moving northeast at 11 miles per hour. Sunset at 7:53. 1-2 delivery by Zossenbreaker. So Rainman protecting there on 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs in this top of the first inning. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. Zossenbreaker pumped up at the mound. A 1-2-3 half inning as we head to the bottom of the first. No score, Bobcats and Panthers on the PHSC Athletics YouTube channel. Bottom of the first inning, no score here. PHSC and the Panthers. I'm Robert Lischak, joined by Bob Bade on a great night for baseball on this fine Friday. Working from the outfield and in for Palm Beach State College, left field number 27, Kellen Hirsch. Center field number 15, George Pardo. Right field number 1, Jace Romans. At third, number 33, Luis Federico. At shortstop, number 6, Eric Torres. At second, number 7, Ashton Wetmiller. At first, number 28, Jack Raymond. And then the catcher, number 25, Josh Jennings. Pitcher on the mound for Palm Beach State College, number 31, Kevin McCormick. Freshman right-hand pitcher, 12 appearances, 50.2 innings pitched, 45 strikeouts, allowed 56 hits, and has an ERA of 3.02.
And he's undefeated as well, Robert. So we got a battle of undefeated starting pitchers tonight.
So PHSC's batting order will start with number 3, Alex Rodriguez, followed by Braden Durfee, number 20, then Celebrity, 22, Barros, number 1, Greenberg, number 26, D. Martinez, number 4, Gonzalez, the designated hitter, number 15, then Eduardo Morales and Sanchez to wrap it off. McCormick with that pitch, but it goes right to Torres for the first out.
It's been the theme of the night. Everybody's hitting the ball, but they're hitting it right at somebody. It'll bring up Durfee. Durfee hitting .348 for the season, 8 home runs, 36 RBIs.
Durfee also the stolen base king, 14 stolen bases this year, most of any player at the D2 level for the FCS AA. McCormick with the roundup. That's a ball. Count is 1-0.
For those of you joining the broadcast for the first time.
And that's a base hit up the middle.
Good piece of hitting there by Durfee.
So
I was going to say, Robert, we have an AstroTurf infield, so you might have noticed that ball by Durfee scooted through the infield pretty quick because it's an AstroTurf infield. It's a natural grass outfield. Outfield dimensions pretty standard. There is a little bit of a short porch in right field because that's where the home bullpen is for the Bobcats. Pretty standard on the other lengths of the fence.
Thank you, Bob. Durfee's at first base with a single. 1 out in this bottom of the first inning. And Durfee will make it in time, no problem, in a second. So that will be his 15th stolen base this year. Vance Celebrity is up to bat, by the way.
Yeah, Durfee didn't waste any time. Went on the first pitch.
1 ball, no strikes. Durfee at second. Celebrity waiting on the delivery by McCormick. Swings on that one heavy, strike 1. So PHSC is on a 4-game losing streak right now. Palm Beach State College, active 1-game losing streak, both tied in conference 12-9. Separated by 1 game against Lake Sumter, who's won 5 in a row. McCormick now with the 1-1 delivery. Fouled away by Celebrity, so now the count is 1-2.
Looks like the shortstop's actually paying some attention to Durfee over there, and there's a decent hole on the left side. So if Celebrity can get one a little bit on the outside part of the plate, he might have a decent chance to hit one through the hole over there.
1-2 pitch. That one is popped up and out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 man aboard in prime scoring position. That being Durfee at second after he stole from first.
So Durfee will tack on to his league-leading stolen base total.
McCormick with the 1-2 delivery coming your way. Celebrity fouls that one back. Celebrity had a great night on Tuesday, 3-run home run. Celebrity batting .311 this season, entering tonight. The freshman first baseman waiting on the 1-2 delivery by McCormick. One-two pitch. That one is in shallow left field and down for a base hit. Durfee will slide to third in time. Runners at the corners. In front of the left fielder, Kellen Hirsch.
Yeah, good base running there by Durfee. Obviously, he had a hold to see if that ball could be caught. And then he really had to make a read at the very end when he saw the ball drop and get to third in a hurry.
So you have Celebrity at first base with that single, which meant Durfee could make it to third. Runners at the corners, and you bring on Sebastian Barros. Pickoff attempt unsuccessful. Barros, by the way, has gotten some high praise. When I asked about Sebastian Barros and his performance this deep into the season during the Lake Sumter series, assistant coach Braden Lindman told me that, quote, he's had a really good year, been able to spread the ball in all parts of the field, a force in the middle of the order.
Yeah, these middle lineup hitters, They put them there for a reason, Robert. They want to drive in runs, and a good opportunity here with first and third, only one out.
Durfee at third, Celebrity at first. McCormick with the 1-0 pitch. That's ball 2.
Looks like the Panthers will play for a double play up the middle. Shortstop's coming in a little bit now. Second baseman's further back. Now the shortstop moves back. At the corners, they could make a play at the plate, but obviously good speed by Durfee on third.
2-0 pitch. That's going to be a base hit out to right field. That will bring Durfee home. Move up Celebrity to second. And that RBI single means PHSC is up now 1-0.
Yeah, great hitting there by Barros. Got a pitch he could really square up, and he drove it right into right field. Good opportunity here for the Bobcats to continue with first and second, one out.
So Barros with that RBI single, which brought Durfee from third to home. You have Celebrity at second base now. 2 men aboard for Pasco-Hernando. And that brings on number 26, Michael Greenberg, the third baseman, batting .336 this season. There's a strike there down the center. Oh, 1 pitch by McCormick. That one is hit up high and deep into right field, and that one is down right in front of Pardo. That will bring Celebrity home. Here comes the push to Barros. Here's the throw. That will get Barros out, but it will bring Celebrity home. So now it is 2-0. Great hustle by Celebrity. Barros almost made it. The great throw from the center fielder, Pardo, excuse me.
That's a fourth straight hit for the Bobcats. See if DeMarinis can continue.
Greenberg is at second base. DeMartinez batting in the left batter's box. That's a strike there. Count is 0-1. DeMartinez batting .286 this season. 36 hits, 126 at-bats coming into tonight. Pickoff attempt there is unsuccessful. Greenberg had to dive to second base. McCormick with the 0-1 delivery. Runner tags from second. Ball is over the third baseman, that being Federico, and Greenberg will make it home on an error.
That's what aggressive base running will do, Robert. Puts pressure on the defense, and that got the Bobcats a run.
The Bobcats pouncing on the Panthers early here. It is 3-0. The first error for the Panthers tonight. Here's a heavy swing there by DeMartinez. And now the count is 1-2.
You would think the Bobcats would be menaces on the base paths just by their name.
Absolutely. Quick, speedy. There's strike 3 to retire the side by McCormick. So some aggressive base running and some great plays by PHSC means the Bobcats are up 3-0 over the Panthers. We'll head to the top of the second inning in just a few moments. We're back here in Newport Richey, Florida at Rec Park. I'm Robert Lischak alongside Bob Bade. Top of the second inning. 3-0 PHSC. As now we have number 27, Kellen Hirsch. Kellen Hirsch batting .344 this season. Zossenbreaker with the pitch here. That's going to be a ball. Count is 1-0.
Couldn't ask for a better start from the Bobcats. 1-2-3 inning for Zossenbreaker in the first. And then the Bobcats at the plate score 3 runs, Robert. It's 3-0 Bobcats.
And that's going to be a base hit out to right field over Sanchez. So a single there by Hirsch. And that will be his 44th hit so far.
Wow. Good hitter there. You don't get 44 hits, Robert, if you're not a good hitter. Not at this level.
Now you have number 25, Josh Jennings, up to bat.
Another good hitter, 326 on the year, 2 homers, 25 RBIs for Jennings.
Here comes the pitch there, ball down low, count is 1-0. So you have Hirsch at first base, nobody out in this top of the second inning. They're down 3-0. Zossenbreaker with the pitch. That's going to be ball 2.
And Zossenbreaker did a good job in the first inning getting ahead of the hitters. He's getting a little behind here in the second inning, down 2-0 here to Jennings at the plate.
Pitching stability was the name of the game in these past couple weeks. There's a strike down the middle.
Yeah, the Bobcats, you mentioned that almost miraculous comeback, Robert. It wasn't the hitters that, had some challenges. It was the pitching.
Two balls, one strike. Here comes the delivery. That's chopped to Greenberg, but he loses control of the ball, so no play will be made.
Yeah, Greenberg had to play that like that. I don't disagree with the way he played it, but that would have been a tough throw going all the way across the diamond. His only throw would have been to first, but I don't know if he would have gotten it there.
So you have Hirsch at second, Jennings at first. And now you have number 6, Eric Torres, the freshman infielder batting .352 this season.
Yeah, good opportunity here for the Panthers to get back some of those runs, down 3-0 here.
45 hits so far for the fellow freshman. That's a ball there. Count is 1-0.
Of course, if you're Zossenbreaker, you'd like one of those two turf hop double play balls.
2 men aboard for the Panthers here. 1-0 delivery by Zossenbreaker coming your way. That's a strike, evens the count 1-1.
Yeah, good pitch there on the outside part of the plate.
Two men aboard for the Panthers here. 1-1 pitch. That one fouled away. Again, both teams are 12-9 in conference, tied with each other. Lake Sumter currently in first with a 13-8 conference record. This 3-game series will impact the long term as we have just about 2 weeks left to go in the regular season.
Yeah, whoever wins this series, Robert, will have an advantage, obviously, over the other team, at least a slight advantage.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 men aboard. Hirsch at second, Jennings at first. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 call. So that's the first out in this top of the second inning.
Yeah, it's a big out there. Now, if you get a ground ball, hopefully you get out of the inning with no damage.
You have number 1, Jace Romans, up to bat. He's in the right batter's box. Romans batting .328 this season. Zossenbreaker with the pitch. That's a ball. Count is 1-0. PHSC will wrap up the 3-game series tomorrow with a home doubleheader at 12 and 3 p.m. at Rec Park. 1-0 delivery, ball 2.
We've got a nice crowd that's filing in here, Robert.
Great crowd.
Yeah, of course, we want to thank everybody that's tuning in, too, on our broadcast. Always nice to have everyone from both sides.
Games are 100% free to attend to. Open to the public. Swings on that one, heavy, strike one.
And it really is a beautiful ballpark. I mean, you probably can't tell on the broadcast right now, but later you will. But the backdrop, especially here on the baseball field with the trees that span from the left field line over to center field, is really breathtaking.
2-1 pitch. Swinging strike, that's strike two. Count is even, 2-2, 2 men aboard. Hirsch at second, Jennings at first. Zossenbreaker with the 2-2 delivery. Strike three call.
Nice. Good job of pitching there by Zossenbreaker. He's one hitter away from getting out of this inning.
So it brings on number 7, Ashton Wetmiller.
Wetmiller hitting 355. Seems like everybody's hitting on this Panthers team.
Joey Mack, the assistant coach, told me yesterday during their batting practice that this is a team that can hit well, so they have to be aware of that. That's a strike there. Count is 0-1.
Yeah, I was watching batting practice for a little bit, and the Panthers are hitting line drives all over the place. There wasn't one soft hit ball in BP.
Count is 0-1. Swings on that one there. That's going to be strike two. Just clipped the ball.
Yeah, Zossenbreaker doing a good job now getting ahead of the hitters. 0-2. He wants to be careful here, though. 0-2. See if he can make the hitter chase a little bit.
Hirsch at second. Jennings at first. 0-2 pitch.
Nice.
Strike three call. Gets him out. Zossenbreaker pumped up as he heads to the dugout.
Yeah, he gets the last three, Robert. Struck out the last three to get out of that jam.
So we head to the bottom of the second inning here. PHSC still in control, 3-0 here at Rec Park. PHSC is a proud member of the FCSAA. The Florida College System Activities Association promotes leadership, responsibility, civic engagement, and encourages student-athlete academic success. For more information, visit www.thefcsaa.com. 3-0 ball game right now as number 15, Braden Gonzalez, the designated hitter, takes ball one against McCormick. 1-0 delivery. That one fouled away. Evens the count 1-1.
Gonzalez coming in tonight hitting 341 with a homer and 13 RBIs.
One ball, one strike. McCormick with the pitch. That's going to be ball two. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two-one delivery. That's right to Wetmiller. Thrown to Ramon. A 4-3 play to get Gonzalez out. So now you have Eduardo Morales, the catcher, number 17. He's up next. He's in the left batter's box. 1 out in this bottom second inning. That's a strike. Count is 0-1. A 1 delivery. That's a ball. Evens the count. 1-1. PHSC with 4 hits so far in this game. Up 3-0 over the Panthers in Game 1 of this 3-game series. Morales fouls that one off to the right side, so now the count is 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Evens the count there, 2-2.
Tell you, Morales did a good job that last inning. We mentioned the 3 Ks by Zossenbreaker, but Morales held on to a couple of foul tips there on third strikes.
And that's going to be a base hit out to left field. A single there for Morales to mark the 5th hit for PHSC in this game so far.
Yeah, good job by Morales. He sat on that breaking ball and timed it up just right, lined it into left field.
So now you have number 27, Horatio Sanchez. Sanchez, the second baseman for Pasco-Hernando. Batting .263. That one goes right up to Torres, then to Wetmiller, to Raymond for a 6-4-3 double play. So now we head to the top of the 3rd inning. PHSC still has a 3-0 lead over the Panthers. We'll be back in just a few moments. If you want to stay connected with your Bobcat athletes, check out our social media pages where we post important season updates and exclusive content. Check out at PHSC Athletics on Instagram, PHSC Athletics on Facebook, and at Athletics PHSC on X. 3-0 ball game, PHSC leading as number 33, Luis Federico, takes ball 1.
It'll be Federico, then back to the top of the order for the Panthers here in the 3rd.
1-0 delivery by Zossenbreaker. There's a ball that's hit up high and deep into center field. Durfee going back will grab it for the first out.
Boy, Durfee looks comfortable going back. Sometimes outfielders don't look as comfortable as that.
So now we go back to the top of the order with number 15, George Pardo. Again, Pardo with a batting average of .388 entering tonight.
Yeah, Pardo lined out to 3rd. Now he's thought about putting a bunt down. That's not a bad idea. You know, you line out to 3rd. You're thinking the 3rd baseman's thinking you're going to do the same thing, hit a hot shot to you. So you got him playing back, so why not lay a bunt down, see if you can get one in front of him.
0-1 pitch. Swings on that one heavy, strike 2.
I like the idea.
0 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. There's strike 3. Great ball there by Zossenbreaker. Cash money. Now you have number 18, Ryan Senecal. Ryan Senecal, batting .427 this season. 6 home runs to his name. Delivery by Zossenbreaker. That's a strike. Count is 0-1. Oh, delivery. There's strike 2. So 2 outs here in this top third inning. 0 balls, 2 strikes. 0-2 delivery. Strike 3 call. Gets him out. Can you believe it? Zossenbreaker, absolute dynamite. Zossenbreaker on a little 70s groove. 3-0 here in Newport Richey, Florida, as we head to the bottom of the third inning. PHSC up against the Panthers. We'll be right back. We're back here in Newport Richey, Florida. PHSC up 3-0 against the Panthers, and I have a very special guest, PHSC President Dr. Eric Hall. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast here.
Oh, it's great to be with you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely, and I mean, you've been here for a while. You've attended some of the games here at PHSC. I mean, how do you feel about the team so far and the progress made in all of our athletic programs since the beginning of your tenure?
Well, first and foremost, you know, it never hurts coming to a college and being able to serve as president when you've got the world championship team and, you know, individuals that are producing like they do on the field. And again, not just the great things they're doing here, but what they're doing in the classroom as well. I think here at the college, we're proud of the fact that not only our athletes are doing great, whether it's on the court, whether it's on the field, but seeing the GPAs that the college is producing and the performance has been incredible.
Absolutely. And I mean, again, you've seen so much so far being with Bobcat Nation. What is the most exciting thing you have seen with PHSC so far?
So I think first and foremost, you know, I'm an alumni. So I'm first president to be an alumni of the college, and being able to come back home and to, you know, again, see our sports programs, see our student athletes, but it goes back to the relationships. I mean, when we're sitting here today and we're seeing, again, the relationship that our coaches have with our student athletes, the relationships they have with each other, but that transfers right into the classroom and on the campus. You see how our faculty and our students engage with each other. So that's what's really special, I think, about PHSC, and that's what helped me to be successful early on as a student, which made it that much more motivating to come back, and humbled and honored to serve in this role.
Absolutely. My last question for you is, what does PHSC provide that maybe other colleges don't? Since you have that experience of being an alumni, now being the president, and seeing, again, the progress and everything that makes, again, I think in my mind, PHSC stand out against other local colleges.
Well, I'll say this. You know, when I think about PHSC, first and foremost, I think it comes back to affordability. When you look at where here in Florida, you know, 10 years in a row, we are ranked #1 college and university system in the country, again, for 10 years in a row, and at the same time, for 10 years, we've not raised tuition at all. So when you talk about affordability and you combine that with, all the great things we have going on at the college, whether, again, it's like the sports programs we're watching here today, or whether it's the outcomes we're producing in the classroom. Seeing students go out, get great careers, because we have programs and certifications that are available to our students that are in high demand. Again, you come, low cost, have great opportunities, and go out there and get a great job and career of your dreams, and achieve your full God-given potential. And I think that's what's great about the school.
Thank you so much, Dr. Hall, for joining us on the broadcast. It was an honor and privilege, and, man, go Bobcats.
Hey, absolutely. Thanks again for having me, okay?
Absolutely. So after this in-game interview with Dr. Eric Hall, you have Alex Rodriguez at second base. Durfee batting right now. He's in the left batter's box. McCormick still on the mound. 1-1 delivery. That's going to be ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out in this bottom third inning with Rodriguez in prime scoring position at second. The 2-1 delivery. That's going to be right into right field. Rodriguez will push to third, tagging from second, slides, makes it there in time, no problem. So Durfee's ball to right field caught there by Jace Romans, number 1. But it does move Rodriguez to third base with now Vance Celeberti next to bat, and Vance has been one of the bright spots on this team. Such a great positive attitude, but as well can do some really heavy damage in the big moments. That 3-run home run in the late goings of that 20-18 final despite the loss. There's a strike there. Count is 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 delivery. And that's going to get down for a base hit, and that will bring Rodriguez home. That RBI single makes it now 4-0. Celeberti with a great play there, great at batting. That ball that was in shallow to middle right field brought Rodriguez from third to home, and now it brings on number 1, Sebastian Barros, with Celeberti at first. That's going to be a ball. Count is 1-0. One ball, no strikes. 1 out, 1 man aboard, that being Celeberti at first. McCormick with the pitch. That one fouled back by Sebastian Barros. So the count here is 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 man aboard. PHSC up 4-0 in this bottom third. McCormick with the 1-1 delivery. Ball's down in the dirt, but no move will be made by Celeberti. He'll stick to first. Two balls, 1 strike, 1 out. McCormick with the windup and the delivery. That's ball 3. So ahead in the count, you have Barros facing a 3-1 count, potential ball 4 situation with Celeberti aboard at first. McCormick with the pitch. That one fouled back by Barros. So now you have a full count, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 man aboard. McCormick with the pitch. And that's going to be into right field. That one has the distance. That one is out of here. Barros with the home run. It is out of here. 3-2 pitch. See ya later. The 2-run home run by Sebastian Barros makes it 6-0 for PHSC. Sebastian Barros with his 10th home run of the year. So now you have number 26, Michael Greenberg, next to bat. He's in the left batter's box. Pitch by McCormick. That's going to be a ball. Count is 1-0. That's going to be a strike there, so the count is 1-1. PHSC participating in a 3-game series with Palm Beach that will wrap up tomorrow at 12 and 3 p.m., a home doubleheader at Rec Park. We recommend you watching the broadcast. That ball is going to go right over Wetmiller. Greenberg will stay at first, looking to try to push to second as the ball was thrown to Raymond. But he'll stay with the single. Went over Wetmiller into right field. 9th hit for Pasco-Hernando, and we're going to have a meeting on the mound here. Looks like McCormick's time will be done. Looks like that's the potential situation, but they're still on the mound, still talking. Again, bottom of the 3rd inning. If you notice the little graphic on the left corner, if there was any delays or wrong numbers, we apologize. Just a little bit of lag on our end. But this PHSC team is not lagging. They are full steam ahead. Perfect wireless connection like Verizon, you could say. So the pitcher is still going to remain on the mound, that being McCormick. Greenberg at first. DeMartinez is batting in the left batter's box. 6-0. PHSC in control in this bottom 3rd inning. So we're going to resume play here in just a few moments. Greenberg tried to make a move. He'll stay back at first base. PHSC seems to be aggressive on the base path all game so far.
I went outside and a lot happened, Robert.
Indeed. Blink and you'll miss it. Pickoff attempt unsuccessful there. Again, 6-0 game, bottom of the 3rd inning. PHSC in control. Rocco DeMartinez is batting. He's in the left batter's box with Greenberg at first base. That's going to be a ball. So the count is 2-0. Again, they had an earlier meeting on the mound with what I believe to be the head coach of Palm Beach. Thought it was a situation where he might be exiting the game, but he's not as he throws ball 3.
There is some action in the Panthers bullpen, Robert, down the left field line. It's a left-hander. I don't have a uniform number, but when we get that, we'll report that.
3-0 pitch. Ball 4. Walked him. D. Martinez will head to first. Greenberg at second with 1 out in this bottom 3rd inning. And it looks like...
Yeah, this will be a pitching change because of the second trip to the mound.
He was indicating to the bullpen, as you said, on that left field line. So new pitcher on coming very soon. I can see him walking up right now from third base. We will get his number, his jersey number, his name, his data, his credit card info. No, just kidding, not that last one. But new pitcher on the mound for Palm Beach State College. It is a 6-0 ball game. PHSC on top. We'll be right back. Bobcat update presented by PHSC Athletics. New pitcher on the mound for Palm Beach State College, number 12, Gabe Jenner. Has an ERA of 6.44, 32 strikeouts, has allowed 36 hits, has 29.1 innings pitched. The fellow left-hand pitcher and freshman. 2 men aboard for PHSC. Here comes the first pitch by Jenner. That's a strike, so the count is 0-1. D. Martinez is at first, Greenberg at second for Pasco-Hernando. Jenner with the 0-1 delivery. That's a ball there. Count is even 1-1.
Yeah, Gonzalez first at bat, grounded out second to first. He's the DH for the Bobcats tonight. Good opportunity for him here with a 1-1 count, 1 out.
Gonzalez will wait for the 1-1 delivery by Jenner. Wind up in the pitch, and that's going to be out to right field, and that one caught there. Greenberg running to third after tagging from second. And now you have D. Martinez making it to second. So runners will advance after the flyout. So Greenberg is at third. You have D. Martinez at second. And that brings on Eduardo Morales, number 17, the catcher.
Yeah, D. Martinez did a good job there. Originally wasn't going to go. Usually that throw will come into second base because it's hard to make that throw all the way from right field to third. But when he saw the high throw, he took advantage of it and got himself in scoring position.
Jenner with the pitch. That's a strike. Count is 0-1. Again, Pasco-Hernando has 2 men aboard here. Greenberg at third and D. Martinez at second. Golden opportunity here to add more runs potentially with 2 outs in this bottom third. 0-1 delivery. That's strike 2. Eduardo Morales coming into tonight. 19 RBIs. 1 ball, 1 strike, wind up in the delivery. Count is 2-1.
You know, it's the little things too, Robert. Marinez, by taking second, forces the infielders to make a long throw. Normally you could go to second and get the easy throw. But now the infielders, especially on that left side, have got to throw the ball all the way to first base, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a harder throw to make than a short throw to second.
Scoreboard over here says 2 balls, 2 strikes. So a 2-2 count. Jenner with the pitch. Goes right to Torres, thrown to Rainman. In time for a 6-3 play. PHSC on top 6-0 as we head to the top of the 4th inning and night dawning here at Rec Park. We'll be back in just a few moments. Top of the 4th inning, 6-0 ball game. PHSC against the Panthers in Game 1 of a 3-game series here at Rec Park. I'm Robert Lischak, joined by color commentator Bob Bade here on the PHSC Athletics YouTube channel. Sossenbreaker with the pitch. That's a ball against number 28, Jack Raymond.
Reinman struck out in his first at-bat.
Crushes that one, but that's fouled away to the left side. So 1-1 right now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Palm Beach State College looking for their 2nd hit of the ball game.
Ryman's got good power at the plate. 7 home runs this year.
There's another ball that's crushed but fouled away. So now the count is 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 4th inning. Sossenbreaker still on the mound for Pasco-Hernando. Ryman waiting on the pitch. Nearly clips him. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
See if Sossenbreaker goes outside now. Usually a pitcher at an 0-2 count, if he goes inside like that, next pitch will probably be outside, seeing if he can get him to chase it.
2-2 delivery. That one is popped up. 3 Bobcats looking back. And that goes down in foul territory. You had Rodriguez, DeMartinez, and Greenberg all trying to get it.
Yeah, that's in that spot that's pretty hard for either one of them, any of the 3 of them. Good effort.
Good effort nevertheless. 2 balls, 2 strikes, top of the 4th inning.
It is the shortstop's ball. If the left fielder can't get it, shortstop's got the second best because the third baseman's running straight back, so that's a hard ball to catch over your head.
2-2 delivery.
Yes,
Strike 3 call.
Nice pitch.
Bob, that was a nice pitch.
Yeah, Sossenbreaker started that one out inside, and you could see the hitter flinch a little bit, but it came back right over the inside corner.
So now you have number 27, Kellen Hirsch. Kellen Hirsch batting .344 entering tonight.
Yeah, and he singled his first at bat, so that average will go up a little bit.
Count is 1-0 after the ball down low. .1-0 pitch by Zossenbreaker. That one down in the dirt and hit Morales' glove. Moved to the right side, so now the count is 2-0.
It's nice this time of night, Robert. The sun is finally down, and you can see the lights taking effect on the field.
There's a strike there. Count is 2-1. Yeah, the lights, when they come down like this, it's so nice.
And these are not just any nights. These are Musco lighting, recognized as one of the top lighting systems in the world.
That one is popped up.
Right above the catcher. He doesn't see it. Yeah.
Everyone trying to make a move. That ball was in the air for several seconds.
Yeah, Morales didn't have any idea from the get-go on that one.
And you had Celeberti and Greenberg coming to Morales' aid.
That's a tough play for a catcher when it goes straight up like that. Usually you'll see your infielders and your pitcher pointing, but if you don't pick it up at least a little bit early, it's kind of hard to do that later.
2-2 delivery by Zossenbreaker. Full count now, 3-2. Three balls, two strikes. Hirsch waiting on the pitch. That one fouled back. So protecting on 3-2.
Now, if you're Hirsch, you feel like you got a second lease on life here. You know, you pop one up like that, you assume they're going to catch it and you're going to be out. But here he is, 3-2 count, still got a chance.
Potential ball four situation or strikeout depending on the next pitch. Ball four.
There you go. So Hirsch feels good about that.
Absolutely.
Felt like he was out a minute ago, and now he's walking to first base.
With only one out in this top of the fourth inning, too. That brings on number 25, Josh Jennings.
Yeah, if you're the coaches of the Panthers, you're just telling them you need base runners, right? There's no 6-run home runs, so just keep putting base runners on, and eventually maybe you'll get a big hit.
That's going to go
That's a double
right
play
to
ball.
Sanchez, then to DeMartinez to Celeberti in time for the double play. 4-6-3. That sounds nice by me. What a great play that was. So now we keep the momentum rolling as we head to the bottom of the fourth inning. 6-0 still. PHSC on top of the Panthers. We'll be back in just a few moments. Bottom of the fourth inning in Newport, Florida at Rec Park. I'm Robert Lischak alongside Bob Bay. Thank you for joining us. If you're just tuning in, PHSC up 6-0 against Palm Beach State in an interconference series. As there's a wild pitch there by Jenner.
Yeah, Bobcats 6 runs, 9 hits, 1 error. And for the Panthers, no runs, only 1 hit and 1 error for them.
Horatio Sanchez, the number 9 hitter, number 27 on the roster, is batting right now. Count is even 1-1.
Nice crowd here for a Friday night game. Weather is perfect. I mean, you'd probably want to have a sweatshirt on, but you can't ask for anything nicer than tonight for baseball.
Absolutely. And we had a great, week of weather, partially because of the rain. Cool down, as a great catch there by Jennings almost hit Sanchez. Count now is 2-1.
Yeah, it was starting to get hot there for a while. Almost felt like summer was coming too quick. So this little bit of a cool break has been nice.
Sanchez fouls that one back. Count is now 2-2.
Got a lot of Panther fans too down the left side here. Good to see them coming over to the ballpark.
Supporting their fellow sons and friends.
Probably made a nice weekend trip out of it. You get 2 games tomorrow. You stay in town.
Yep, at 12 and 3 p.m.
So you get to see 3 games making the trip over. That's a good weekend.
I think so too. I think that's a great weekend. 3 balls, 2 strikes, full count. Jenner. Sanchez hits one that is going to be caught there by Hirsch for out number 1. Heard the crack of that bat too.
Yeah. It's a different sound. Aluminum bats, obviously, but that sounded a little more on the wooden side.
Took me back to 96. So now you have the top of the order with Alex Rodriguez, number 3. Potential bunt there, but nothing happening. Count is 1-0.
Got that third baseman up a little bit, though, with that fake.
1-0 pitch. Now you have a strike, evens the count 1-1. PHSC hoping to end the 4-game skid. PHSC were down 18-0 in the first inning against Hillsborough College, then made a close comeback. It was a 20-18 final loss, but nevertheless, some heavy admiration for these players to keep going and almost have that comeback. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch. Strike 3 call gets Rodriguez out. That brings on Braden Durfee now. Durfee, the center fielder, World Series tournament MVP last year, has committed to the University of Kansas this past fall. First pitch swinging, nothing happening there, strike 1. Celebrity is in the on-deck circle. 0-1 pitch. Swings on that one, too. That's going to be strike 2.
Well, Durfee mentioned they were confident, coming out of that loss, even though it was a loss, and they've continued with the hot hitting today.
0-2 pitch by Jenner. That one fouled back by Durfee, so protecting on 0-2. Durfee batting .348 entering tonight. 0-2 pitch. That's going to be a ball.
Jenner doesn't quite have the feel to that curveball that he's throwing. He's lost a few of those high and outside.
1-2 pitch by Jenner. That's going to be ball 2. Do you think it's nerves potentially, or just not a great release on the ball?
Yeah, probably not at this stage in the season. Probably not nerves, but probably, sometimes pitchers lose their release point. And you'd be surprised how an inch or two, if you're off on your stride or where you're releasing the ball.
Strike 3 call gets him out, retires the side. Jenner able to save it. As we head to the top of the 5th inning, PHSC still up 6-0 here in Newport Richey, Florida. Top of the fifth inning here, 6-0 ball game, PHSC against Palm Beach State. The Bobcats up. Zossenbreaker with the pitch there. That's going to be a ball. Count is 1-0. You have number 6, Eric Torres, batting here in the left batter's box, facing a 1-0 pitch by Zossenbreaker. Now ball 2. PHSC has their next interconference series on April 16th and April 18th. It's at St. John's River State College. 16th, the away game. Then they're playing at home again on the 18th with a home doubleheader.
Good job by Zossenbreaker. Fell behind 2-0, but now evens the count at 2-2. And if you're the Bobcats, you would just want to see him throw strikes. Don't give any freebie walks. The team can hit the Panthers.
Ooh.
That hit him. Yeah.
So
just
now,
clipped him in the elbow.
I was going to say that was a very fast pitch up front. So Torres will head to first base after the hit by pitch. And that brings on number 1, Jace Romans. He's in the right batter's box. Nobody out. Top of the fifth inning. Torres at first. Zossenbreaker takes a deep breath. Looks up. Here comes the delivery. Swings on that one heavy. Strike 1. Again, Palm Beach State College, coming into this game with a 1-game losing streak. 0-1 delivery, fouls that one away. And their last loss, that 1-game losing streak, I can bring it up right now. That was a game where they lost 14-2 against South Florida State College in 5 innings. There's a ball that's popped up and out of play. So protecting on 0-2.
The good thing about baseball, though, Robert, so in football, you lose, you got to wait a week to play a game usually.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball, you lose 14-2, you feel terrible, but, baseball, most of the time, you play the next day.
Exactly. 0-2 delivery by Zossenbreaker, strike 3.
Yeah, first base being occupied, so that's just a put out right there. Good job by Zossenbreaker. He fell behind the first hitter in this inning, but now he's throwing strikes again. Looking for a double play ball. Nice little 2-hopper here on the turf. Come back and hit.
You have number 7, Ashton Wetmiller, now up in the left batter's box. Torres is at first. Pickoff attempt unsuccessful for PHSC. Again, Palm Beach State with only 1 hit to their name so far in the game. That's a strike there. And to remind fans again, tomorrow, PHSC will wrap up their 3-game series with a home doubleheader at 12 and 3 p.m. Eastern, right here at Rec Park. 0-1 delivery. That goes right to D. Martinez. Steps on the back, throws to first in time for the play. D. Martinez with some quick agility steps on the second base bag, throws it to Celebrity for a 6-3 play. As we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here, still a 6-0 ball game, PHSC on top. Bottom of the fifth inning here in New Perici, Florida. I'm Robert Lischak, joined by Bob Bade. As night has fully settled in at Rec Park, PHSC leading 6-0 over Palm Beach State in Game 1 of what is a 3-game series. Vance Celeberti up to bat here for Pasco-Hernando, the first baseman in the right batter's box. The count right now is 1-0. Jenner with ball 2.
It's been a good night for the Bobcat hitters. 9 hits coming in here to the 5th inning.
2-0 delivery. That's a strike.
Of course, the other story is Zassenbreaker on the mound for the Bobcats. He's only given up 1 hit through 5 innings.
And that's the formula, having that pitching stability while also having some really good at-bats. As he takes strike 2, I think is the formula for PHSC that they really need to tap in with only 2 weeks left in the regular season. That momentum needs to build up right before they go to Port Charlotte. That one is ripped to right field, but it's in foul territory.
Yeah, I would say for all these teams, Robert, that are in the chase, somewhere near the top in the conference and obviously going into the postseason, the formula, all these teams can hit. I mean, we talked about the Panthers' 344 team average. Obviously, the Bobcats can hit. But if you can get your pitchers strong for the final season push, the postseason, and your defense is playing strong, you combine strong pitching and defense, and your hitters, I mean, obviously there'll be good pitching in the postseason, but, you're going to score your runs, but you just can't give up a lot of crooked numbers when you're out there in these innings. Hold that team, especially when they do put together a little bit of a rally. If you can shut it down with 1 run, these teams can hit. So if you get good pitching, good defense, it lines up well for a good postseason run.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That ball is hit into left field, and that will drop in for a single. On a 2-2 pitch, Celeberti, number 22.
Yeah, 2's wild. Celeberti did a great job there as a hitter. Did you see that, Robert? He had 2 strikes on him. Mm-hmm. He was just fighting stuff off, waited for a pitch that he could do something with, but he didn't try to kill it. He just lofted it a little bit until left field picks himself up a base hit. Those base hits look the same in the box score. It looks like a line drive.
Sebastian Barros now batting. Here comes the bunt attempt, but unsuccessful. Again, Sebastian Barros has been described as a beast in the middle of the order. Talked to Braden Lindman during the Lake Sumter series. He told me he's had a great season so far. He's able to hit the ball in all parts of the field. As I believe Barros took a quick second to, I want to say, just reset.
I don't know. There was some note-taking there. Umpire?
First offense. I heard that clearly. And it's to PHSC, I believe, potentially taking time during the middle of a pitch, something like that along the lines. It's happened every now and again this season. Unfortunately, since I'm not able to directly hear what the umpire is saying, I go off of the interpretation that I can hear. 0-2 delivery. Swings on that one, strike 3.
So you think that was calling timeout in the middle of a windup?
Yeah, I think that's what it is, because I think we've seen that before during the season here when we're streaming. I've seen it personally. I believe it was with the South Florida State game with PHSC. That happened. There was some dispute about it with Rick Hitt coming to the home field umpire and talking about it with language I cannot say on a broadcast. But yes.
Oh boy.
That's been a common thread. That one is popped up into right field in foul territory.
Oh, that might be fair.
Is that a foul ball or fair ball? I can't tell from my angle, but I know
it was just foul, not by much.
I know that Celeberti was making the move to second, with Romans trying to track it down.
Yeah, Romans came a long way, and then the ball was behind him, and I couldn't see it, but it didn't miss the line by that much.
Michael Greenberg is batting for Pasco-Hernando. He's in the left batter's box, the third baseman for your Bobcats here. You have Celebrity at first base. One out in this bottom fifth inning.
I think Coach Coleman was questioning something on that play as well. I think we got a pitch clock violation.
Looks like it.
We got all kinds of stuff happening this inning, Robert. There's a
Very
lot of note
interesting.
taking. There's some pitch clock violations.
1-1 delivery. It's going to be a strike, so the count is 1-2. Yes, we have a pitch clock out there. I know you can't really see it if you're watching us, but it's usually at 20 seconds. 1-2 delivery. Swings on that one, strike three. So Jenner with some consistency with those strike two to strike three pitches.
Yeah, he was. Remember, Robert, that was the pitch he was letting go up and out, high outside last inning. Now he's found his good release point or something different, and he's got that ball low diving into the hitters.
Rocco DiMartinez is batting now, number 4 for PHSC as he takes a strike. Celebrity is still at first base, 2 outs in this bottom fifth inning. Jenner with the 0-1 delivery.
Ooh.
That one just ripped into left field on the third baseline, but foul.
Yeah, Coach Lyman over there, he's still quick. He used to be quick when he played.
Yes.
He could still move out there. He used to play center field. He used to move a little bit.
He was part of that 2019 World Series team where PHSC, I believe, was third place in that tournament.
Third in the nation, yep. Braden was a big part of that team. Now, we went out bowling after the team lost in the semifinals. And not a good bowler, though.
No, not a good bowler.
No, good athlete. I don't understand how it didn't translate to bowling, but
0-2 delivery by Jenner. That's going to be a ball. Again, Celebrity at first base. 1-2 count here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that one is popped up,
that's going to be out of play.
and that one's going to go out of play.
Oh, almost went into a fan over there.
Yeah, that's unfortunate if that would happen.
I think everybody's okay.
I think it looks like it. Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah, I'm amazed nobody really ran or dove out of the way. Very calm over there. Very, I guess, experienced fans. They just figure it's just going to land, and
There's
that's
a
it.
ball there. Count is 2-2. When I was in Enid, I would try to dodge those foul balls, but I was so focused on getting the right shot for social media work. Those balls, they're fast. Full
Yeah, you just
count
got to
here.
keep your heads up when you're at a baseball game. Got some little people around on skates here. They're moving around.
Full count, 3-2. Strike 3 call. DiMartinez is out. Jenner with an excellent strike. And we head to the top of the 6th inning. It is a 6-0 ball game still in Newport Chief, Florida. We'll be right back. Top of the sixth inning, 6-0 ball game. Zossenbreaker still on the mound, number 33. And speaking of number 33, Luis Federico is up to bat against Zossenbreaker as he takes strike one. Waiting on the 0-1 delivery. That one is popped up to center field, shallow center field, picked up by Durfee for out number one. And we go back to the top of the order with number 15, George Pardo. Again, Pardo batting .388 entering tonight. 139 at-bats, the second most of any Panther this season. Take strike one.
Yeah, you get those good hitters, you put them at the top of your lineup, so usually they'll get an extra at bat most games.
0-1 pitch. That's strike two.
I don't think Pardo liked that strike, but it's 0-2.
No balls, 2 strikes. 13 seconds left on the pitch clock. That's going to be a ball, so the count is 1-2.
Good job by Zossenbreaker. Try to get him to chase that one. Let's see what he does here. He went outside. Now maybe work him again inside.
1-2 pitch by Zossenbreaker. That's going to be a ball, evens the count. Zossenbreaker, part of that World Series team last year, played a pivotal role against the Iowa Central Tritons. 2-2 delivery. Ball is fouled back behind us.
Yeah, think of what an advantage that is, Robert. So as you get into the late season and postseason, these players that played on World Series teams in big games, World Series national championship games.
Strike three call.
Good pitch there. But think about that experience on your side. So if you're in the postseason and the game gets a little tight, knowing that you've been in the national championship game, games leading up to that, and had big moments and come through, that's huge.
That's some big, experience to have under your belt at, 20, 21, 22 years old. The ball there delivered against number 18, Ryan Seenkow. Zossenbreaker with the 1-0 pitch. There's a nasty one there. That's going to be strike one. Not major changes in the infield or outfield. 1-1 pitch. Seenkow fouls back that one, so now the count is 1-2.
Again, Zossenbreaker doing a great job throwing strikes. It seems like you look up and there's 2 strikes on every hitter.
Still 1 hit for Palm Beach State in this game. Zossenbreaker with the pitch. That's going to be a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out in this top 6th inning. Seenkow will wait on the windup and delivery by Zossenbreaker.
Oh,
Strike
nice
3
pitch.
call. Zossenbreaker doing some dirty work. It is still 6-0 thanks to the effort of Gavin Zossenbreaker, your starting pitcher, as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. 6-0 is the score against Palm Beach State College. We'll take a quick break and be right back. bottom of the 6th inning in Newport Richey, Florida at Rec Park. I'm Robert Lischak alongside Bob Bade on the PHSC Athletics YouTube channel. The Bobcats up against the Panthers in Game 1 of this 3-game series with the designated hitter number 15, Braden Gonzalez, up to bat against Jenner. Strike one.
Hey, Jenner's had the Bobcats a little off balance last few innings. Got a good breaking ball. When he finds his spot with it, he's lost it a few times, but when he finds his spot, that thing dives down.
A 1 pitch, and that's going to be a base hit out to right field in between Wetmiller and Raymond. So a single there by Gonzalez marks the 11th hit for PHSC in this game alone. Now number 17, Eduardo Morales, the catcher for Pasco-Hernando, in the left batter's box. Jenner. And that hit Morales.
Good boy.
That hit him on the, I believe, right shoulder and elbow. So Morales is at first with Gonzalez at second. And now you have Horatio Sanchez.
Making sure the catcher, Josh Jennings, I think he got hit by that ball after it hit the batter.
It was a wild bounce because I saw the ball hit the right shoulder, Morales, then elbow, then went down, and it was right where the catcher was.
Yeah, I think it hit Jennings somewhere. Umpire's giving him a few minutes here.
Again, 6-0 is the score here. 2 men aboard, nobody out in this bottom 6th inning. We're going to resume play. Sanchez, the second baseman, batting .263 entering tonight. That's a ball. Count is 1-0. Gonzalez at second, Morales at first.
Now, if you get a bunt with first and second, there's going to be a lot of people moving on the Panthers side.
Jenner with the 1-0 delivery. That's going to be a ball. Yep, 2-0. Just making sure there was a pause in that delay when he was going to make the call.
I think he was going to call it a strike, and then he decided not to.
Retracted it.
Now, Robert, with first and second, the pitcher, if he has to cover the bunt, he's got to turn, and because he's left-handed, that's a tough throw to first.
The bunt, the ball fouled away.
And the reason I bring that up, I don't see the third baseman charging in. A lot of times with first and second, the shortstop will run over to cover third, and that allows the third baseman to run in to cover the bunt. With a left-handed pitcher, if he fields that ball over here on the third base line, he's got to wheel all the way around and throw to first.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 men aboard. Jenner with the pitch. Here comes the bunt.
Here it is.
Jenner will throw it to Federico, and that will not be in time.
Yeah, see, that's Jenner's really his only play is to go to third because he's got to do like a 360 to throw that ball to first.
So we have a dangerous situation for Palm Beach, a great opportunity for Pasco-Hernando. Sanchez is at first, Morales is at second, Gonzalez is at third, with Alex Rodriguez now to bat. Even the dog is excited. That's
good play by Jennings, saving a run there. If any ball in the dirt that goes to the backstop, obviously that's a run.
Count is 1-0.
Now, if you're the hitter here, you want to be patient and get something maybe up a little bit that you can drive to the outfield. Even a fly ball scores a run.
1-0 pitch. That's a strike. Evens the count 1-1.
This is pinch hitter, Robert? No, this is Rodriguez.
It is Rodriguez.
My bad.
All good. Would be useful in a situation like this, nevertheless. 1 ball, 2 strikes, bases fully loaded. Jenner with the delivery. That one fouled to the right side, just past the first baseman, Raymond. So protecting on 1 and 2. Yeah. Morales.
Important for Rodriguez to make contact here, obviously, with 2 strikes. A fly ball will score a run. The infield is in, so on a ground ball to the infielders, he'll likely come to the plate.
Sanchez at first, Morales at second. Strike 3 call. Gonzalez is at third, but that will be the first out of this bottom 6th inning with now Durfee up to bat. Again, bases fully loaded. Just trying to give the visual to all the people out there. Again, bases fully loaded.
See if Durfee can get one that he can drive to the outfield.
Jenner with the pitch. That's going to go to first base. And he's safe. Torres to Raymond. What could have been a 6-3 play to get the out was indeed not in time. And that brought in a Bobcat home, so now it's 7-0.
Tell you, heck of an attempt there by Torres. I didn't think that'd be close at all, and he made it very close.
So now you have Vance Celeberti up to bat. So Durfee is at first base. You have Sanchez at second, and Morales is at third. Celeberti, a big player in these type of situations, hit a 3-run home run on Tuesday. 1-0 delivery. Fouls that one back. Count is even 1-1.
Had a good cut at that. He liked that pitch.
Only one out in this bottom 6th inning. 7-0 ball game. One delivery. Nearly got Celeberti. Celeberti had to duck as Jennings caught that ball. Count is 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Tell you, that's tough on the catcher when he's got the hitter ducking right in front of the ball, and then he's got to still catch that, or if he doesn't catch it, it's a run. So it's a good play by Jennings.
2-1 pitch. Now you have ball 3.
Dangerous pitch here, 3-1. When you're Celeberti, you know he doesn't want to walk you, so you got to figure he's going to try to lay one right over the middle of the plate.
Morales is at third base. 3-1 pitch. Swings on that one. Strike 2.
Good job there by Jenner. Took a little off that. That wasn't your fastball down the middle, batting practice fastball. That was a little bit of an off-speed pitch.
So now you have a full count, 3-2. 10 seconds left on the pitch clock. Jenner with the windup and the delivery. Celeberti hits one that is foul and out of play on the left side. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Morales, he's at third. Sanchez is at second. And Durfee is at first.
Yeah, middle of the infield for the Panthers is playing back for a double play ball. The corners are up. Oh, boy.
Durfee hits one that is going to be caught there in foul territory, but Morales will make the push to home. So now it's 8-0. After the sacrifice fly by Celeberti, the ball was caught there by Romans.
Good job by Celeberti. It's a smart hitter. He found something that he could drive to the outfield and picks himself up an RBI.
So Durfee's at second now. Sanchez is at third. And now you bring up Sebastian Barros.
Barros has had a good night. I think Barros has driven in 4 of the 8 runs.
Jenner with the pitch. That's a ball. Count is 1-0. Again, bottom of the 6th inning, mind you, and it's an 8-0 game. There's ball 2.
Yeah, first base is open. So if you're Jenner, you don't want to lay one right over the plate to Barros, who's having a good night. You could afford to walk him.
2 outs here, 2 men aboard. 2-0 pitch.
Oh,
Barrows hits a ball that's deep and out to right field. That has a distance. That is gone. Gone. Home run. 2-run, 3-run home run. What a play.
Well, I just mentioned you don't have to give in and throw him one over the plate, and that's what happened.
So Durfee, Sanchez, and of course Barrows make it all home thanks to the batting efforts there by the man himself, and that is the game.
Yeah, we got the run rule.
It is the final score, 11-0. What a great ending that was.
Yeah, we didn't expect it, Robert. I think we were both waiting for the next hitter, but yeah, you got the 10-run rule after 5 innings. And what a night. I'll tell you, it was a two-sided for the Bobcats. I mean, offensively, you can't ask for a better night, especially from Barrows. But then how about Zossenbreaker on the mound?
Man.
I mean, he wins his 6th game of the year, 6-0 now. Came in with a 2.72 ERA. Of course, that's only going to go down. Didn't give up any runs. Only gave up one hit, Robert. But, you know, it was an impressive outing because, as I mentioned, he was throwing strikes. I mean, it seemed like almost every hitter was down 0-2. And this Panther team can hit.
Yeah.
So this isn't your average team that he shut down. This was the Panthers team that came in with the 344 team average.
And this has major implications for tomorrow with that home doubleheader. I mean, PHSC has to get at least 2 out of the 3 games to create some distance against Palm Beach, and you have to see what Lake Sumter does in the next 2 weeks. So things are heating up here in the final showings of this 2025 season, 26 season.
Yeah, Bobcats do a good job only using the one pitcher, obviously Zossenbreaker, so they have their full bullpen. Of course, the Panthers only used a couple of pitchers tonight, but you like to win that first game because going into tomorrow, you know, even if you split, you come out with the series win at 2-1. So Bobcats, I think, feeling pretty good about themselves right now.
Absolutely, Bob. So tomorrow, April 11th, the 3-game series will wrap up with a home doubleheader against Palm Beach State College at 12 p.m. and 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll have that on the PHSC Athletics YouTube channel. Final score, 11-0. The Bobcats secure Game 1 of this 3-game series. For our athletic director, Lyndon Coleman, producers James Mowring and Tyler Klassen, and the entire PHSC Athletics Department staff, we thank you for watching tonight's broadcast. I'm Robert Lischak alongside Bob Bade. Stay safe out there. Good night.